to quickly, teach something out, for people, for them to be able to, to feel the impact of what it means to impart knowledge to people. You know, over the years, like I said before, um, I've been teaching people, I've been impacting knowledge to people, I've been training people, I've been able to produce some of the best and the most outstanding students that you can ever imagine. So I just felt, man, let me just do a little um, teaching. So right now, I'll be talking about government. You know, for this lecture is actually for those in senior secondary school. I just want to do a quick introduction of what we call government. You may ask yourself, what is actually government? A lot of people, they find it very difficult to really define what is government. What is government? Some will say government is a machinery. Some will say it's an apparatus. Some will say it's an engine room of every nation. Yes, you might be right in your layman definition, but what do we actually call government? When you say government, in every society, there is a need for government. And if there is no government, there is going to be chaos in every society. There's going to be what we call anarchy. There's going to be a breakdown of law and order, a situation where people are, they have the right to do whatever they like because there are no rules. It's a situation of not having a state. People don't believe, people do whatever they like. They believe that there is no instrument of law or there is no organ or body that can regulate their activities, and for that reason they feel they can do whatever they like. You understand? So in a situation like that, you can say there is no government. You understand? But what is actually government? So in this topic, we can say government is a machinery or body that is responsible for the implementation, formulation, and execution of government policies. So you can define government as the machinery that is responsible for the implementation, formulation, and execution of government policies. And what do we mean by implementation? There is a body that is responsible for the implementation of governmental policies, and that body is the government. Then we also talk about formulation. Government formulate policies on every day. They formulate different policies, and these policies that are formulated by government, they affect our life positively or negatively. In other words, the government should be able to formulate policies that will be in the general interest of the people. You understand what I mean by that? So the government must be able to formulate policies that will be in the interest of the members of the public. In other words, the government is meant to serve the people. Then when you talk about the execution, government is all about execution. The policies that are made by the government must be executed. They must be carried out. They must be implemented. So that body that is responsible for the implementation, formulation, and execution of government policies is what we call the government itself. Then you will ask yourself, when you have a government, for example, you are practicing a presidential system of government and you are practicing the parliamentary system of government in a country, because they vary from each other, then how does these policies that are made by the government, how are they being implemented? Of course, they are done by various departments that are under the government. And what are we talking about there? We're talking about the ministries. We're talking about government agencies that execute government policies. So when you talk about the formulation, execution, and implementation of government policies, they are done by these ministries and agencies under the government. Now, a situation where there is no state, we can say that such a nation, human being or human interaction is not regulated by law, and for that reason people can be inhuman to human. It will bring about the bestiality, or it will bring about the existence of human wickedness towards human beings. In other words, man who is governed by the desire to suppress, to oppress his fellow human being, when there is no government, it is possible for such acts to be perpetuated. We're talking about a situation where Machiavelli said might is right. Not every might is right. You understand? Most especially when the might or the power we're talking about is being carried out not according to the constitution. In other words, the government is dictatorial. So a situation where there is no government, man will be inhuman to man. Man will be selfish. Man will be wicked. In a situation like that, it will bring out the insanity of man, because man is naturally governed by the desire to govern or to dominate his fellow human being. And in the domination of his fellow human being, all things are permissible. In other words, the bringing out of man's wickedness to man. So the government must be there to regulate the behavior of the people. The government must be able to regulate this behavior by bringing about an existing law that can regulate human activities, and there are punishment for those that do not follow the rules and regulations. So in every society, government is very, very important. So with this explanation that I've given so far, you can have a clue of what government is all about. Now you ask yourself, what are the attributes of the government? Of course, every government must have a characteristics. In that topic, we'll be bringing out this topic in our next video clip. This is just a tip of the iceberg that we are trying to introduce to those of our students that will be interested in our lectures. It's just a tip of the iceberg. I just felt, man, I'm doing something now. Let me just drop a tip of an iceberg. So just click on the notification, buttons, subscribe to my channel, leave your comments, and God bless, and God willing, we're going to see another time. So this is just the tip of an iceberg, just a little video. It's not really it's just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure you really enjoy this little video that I've just done now. So hoping to hear from you, and I'm willing to drop more and more of these videos for you, most especially for our students out there that needed these lectures. Thank you.